intro video of Tract 2 at the Devil's Backbone. Amazing property, borders the National Forest, the Mark Twain National Forest on its north side and its south side as well. So here on the right, you see the county road, that's 4870. Go west on the easement road, gravel easement road, shown as the purple line. A little over a quarter mile, and you'll come to the property. So the road runs along the south end of Tract 2. The white dashed line is the approximate location of the driveway and the cleared site on the property. So that's been roughed in with a mulcher, one of those big mulchers on the front of a skid steer. The guys went through and kind of roughed in a driveway and a little site as well. So it gives you a place to take your truck and pull off and have some privacy right away. So awesome tract, heavily wooded, as you can see here. Why don't we go to a topo map just so we can see, let's figure this out here. So we can see the lay of the land. Okay, there we go. There's a topo. This blue line you see indicates a wet weather creek bed. There's not live water on the property. That might just run a few times a year, maybe after it rains or certain times in the spring. The property itself appears to be fairly level here. If let's say we're coming in on the easement road, it looks like it slopes down as you go westerly. As you go northerly onto the property, hard to tell from the topo, but fairly level. Might have a little bit of a slope to it. This middle section is fairly level, and then as you go northerly, it starts rising up, but it rises very, very gradually. So nothing that we can see on here that we would call steep. Obviously, watch the drone video and the ground video to get a better look at it. I would guess the reason they did this driveway right toward the southeast corner is probably because the property does slope down on the south side, so they wanted to get a fairly level place for the driveway, so that's why they picked that. They went in several hundred feet on this property, which gives you a super private site, which is good to see. What was I going to mention here? I guess just the National Forest. I mean, pretty unusual to have a property that directly borders the National Forest, and with this bordering it on two sides, just unbelievable. You can set up your private campsite or cabin or whatnot on your actual property, and you've got direct access to tens of thousands of acres of that National Forest for additional hunting and recreation and trail riding. The National Forest on the south side, I believe, is about 400 or 500 acre tract. Noisy here in the office today. And then on the north side, it's all the Mark Twain National Forest, all the shaded stuff. But the north side is 30 or 40 or 50,000 acres, all contiguous. So you've got access both ways into that National Forest. This cleared line that you see that starts on Tract 1 goes north and then cuts west across the top of Tracts 2, 3, 4, etc. That is not any kind of easement or whatnot. All that is when this was all one large tract, one of the previous owners had paid for someone with a big bulldozer to go through and basically clear the edge of the entire larger tract. So that gives it some nice definition from the National Forest. The cleared area itself is actually on the property, so it makes it easy to see when you're coming into the National Forest and vice versa, which is really pretty cool. So stunning property. Check out the listing page for a lot of other information as well as the videos. But yeah, very special tract, much more private site. Not all the tracts out here have a site. This one does, and this one has one of the more private sites from what we can see here. So looks like a gorgeous property. Tract 2 at the Devil's Backbone. It is surveyed with the corners marked, 7.61 acres in size.